I have to put in a good word for Dr. Ben Carson, but first, as I promised, Donald Trump did, in fact, host Saturday Night Live. The protesters were not able to keep him out. There was a couple of funny points. The man jumped up at the beginning and said, "You're a racist." And Trump said, "Are you still here?" And he said, "They told me I'd get $5,000 if I would just stand up and call you a racist." It was actually part of the skit. There were a couple funny points. Martin Short showed up and danced in one of the videos where Donald Trump is dancing. Most of it just was not. It wasn't even that funny. I haven't watched Saturday Night Live in a while, and I was kind of disappointed. I really thought they could have done better. They didn't utilize Trump for good comedy. I don't know. It's certainly not going to hurt his presidential campaign, and as was expected, their numbers were through the roof. That was the most viewers they've had in at least 3 years. They probably had about 10 million people watching. So those are huge numbers for Saturday Night Live, late night Saturday TV, and it's because Donald Trump was there. Ben Carson, I don't know if you have picked up on some of the backlash from the Politico. I believe it was Politico who did a story on him that said that he admitted to fabricating stories about his time in the National Guard. I listened to Trump. I listened to other news stories. It was a bold-faced lie. It was a lie. He never fabricated. Never fabricated. He did not. Politico tried to insinuate that Trump, or rather that Carson had done this, and he didn't. So over the weekend, this news hit on Friday, and the major media was just punishing Carson with it. Thank God for Rush Limbaugh, who did the research and said, no, this is not what happened, and looked at other stories. Then Sean Hannity had Carson on. Carson brought in $3.5 million. $3.5 million over the weekend because people were so outraged at what the mainstream media has done. I close with this. Pray for these Republican candidates. One of them, please God, is going to be our next president. And some of them would be way better than others, all right? I would love to see Dr. Alan Keyes be president. I'd like to be his vice president. Those days are not happening in the next month or two. That's not going to happen. But I would certainly rather have any one of the candidates that's on the scene that's right now than Hillary Clinton. We need to pray for them, and we need to understand that the national media, only 7% of them are Republicans, and they are liars who want to destroy pro-life Republican candidates. Beware.